We're going to talk about Scanf some more. Scanf. That little Scanf. All right, day 5. Scanf. The scan function allows you to, and it stands for scan formatted, by the way. I learned that a little while ago. The scanf function allows you to accept input from standard in, which for us is generally the keyboard, and then it allows you to a lot of different things. But it can be unreliable because it doesn't handle human errors very well. Oh, and human errors are, alas, all too frequent. The simplest application of scanf looks like this. Scanf with the integer placeholder, and then the address operator, followed by the variable b. The program will read in an integer value that the user enters on the keyboard, send these for integers, so as its printf, so b must be declared as an int and place that value into b. The scanf function uses the same placeholder as printf. Integer uses d, float, char, character strings. My son just asked me, what was the AutoClicker website name? It's Auto Hotkey.
Okay, thank you.
But you know, we have that script. I've saved it somewhere. If you just give me a minute, let me finish this and then I'll find it for you, okay?
Okay, sure.
This all seems very familiar. I didn't do this already, did I? I guess I didn't. You must put the address operator in front of the variable using scanf. The reason why it will become clear once we learn about pointers. It's easy to forget the end sign. When you forget it, your program will almost always crash on your eye. Read a single value from the keyboard. Use multiple calls to scanf to read multiple values. All right, we can do that. And in your real program, you use the gets or fgets functions. Okay, we didn't talk about those yesterday, so I'm not repeating myself. It's just deja vu, but not real deja vu. Gets or fgets functions to read text one line at a time. All right. And there are analogs to that in Python, where you need to read lines. You'll parse the line to read its values. The reason that you do this is so that you can detect errors in the input and handle them as you see fit. Print and scan functions will take a bit of practice, but completely understood once mastered. They are extremely useful. I believe you. Try this. Modify this program so that it accepts 3 values instead of 2, and then adds all 3 together. Well, all right. All right. So isn't this the program that we already have here? Int main, int abc, print enter the first value, scanf, enter second value, scanf. Right. So we need a third value. Okay. So if we need a third value, one thing I know right away is that we are going to need a. Here we can make this a little bigger, can we? There we go. Now everything's on its own line. Hopefully you can still see this. I know that my stream isn't the highest resolution one. Once we get a better PC, the visual quality, the overall production quality of everything will improve, and we'll be able to do more. We'll be able to play some games and talk about stuff instead of just talking about boring old trading and coding. Although I don't think they're that boring at all. Okay, so ABCD, because we need a fourth variable. Enter the first value, that can work as A. Enter the second value, that can work. And then for the third value, I mean, all you would be doing is repeating yourself here, where I say enter the third value, right? And then scanfing that using the same placeholder technique, but that's going to be C this time, right? And then it's not going to be C adding everything together. It's going to be D, where I say D is equal to A plus B plus C, like that. And then the final print is going to be, it's going to need an extra placeholder, like that. And then it's going to be, whoops, added to it again. So there's A plus B plus C equals D. And then you would need to mention those variables at the end like that. All right. Try this. Modify the program so it accepts 3 values instead of 2 and adds all 3 together. All right, well, let's run that. See what happens. Oh, wait a sec. Wait a sec. Did I get signed out of this? Oh man, I lost my work one time because of an online. I think I'm gonna save this in a text file just to be safe. Because I don't want to lose it. All right. Can we run this now? It says sign up. It doesn't say sign in. Am I signed in? Yeah, I'm not signed in. All right, let me sort this out. No, that's not what we want. There we go. Unnames. It wasn't that, was it? No, it wasn't that one. No, not a multiplayer. Oh, I guess that's all I got. Okay, let's make a new one. C, name and REPL. We'll call it How Stuff Works. Review. Good thing I saved it somewhere else. Being logged out meant it didn't keep track of it anywhere. All right, there's the program. Run it. Enter the first value. Okay, let's say 4. Our second value, let's say 4 again. And the third value, let's make it 8. All right, 8 plus 4 plus 4 is 16, so that seems to be working. Let's just try it one more time, just to be on the safe side. 1, 1, 1 is 3. All right. You can also delete the b variable in the first line of the above program and see what the compiler does when you forget to declare a variable. Okay. First line, I think it's interesting what they consider the first line. It's actually the 5th line. But let's delete that variable and see what it does. Error, use of undeclared identifier, B. Right, because B is mentioned elsewhere, so it's expecting a B in that first line. Seems logical. You can see what the compiler does when you forget to declare a variable. You can delete a semicolon and see what happens. Delete a semicolon and see what happens. I do think the hobgoblin-esque demand to have consistent punctuation at the end of every line is a little strange, but computers, you can't underestimate how dumb they are. All right, there, we expected a semicolon at the end of the declaration. Well, if you expected it, why not just add it in yourself? Save me the trouble. I guess because that would make troubleshooting bugs much more difficult. Remove one of the parentheses next to the main function. Okay. Oh, that removed both of them. I just want to remove one. There we go. Expected a parameter declarator. Expected function body after function declarator. Make each error by itself and then run the program through the compiler to see what happens. By simulating errors like these, you can learn about different compiler errors, and that will make your typos easier to find when you make them for real. I don't know. It's an interesting theory, but I don't know if I believe it. Oh, I don't like that window. Try deleting or adding random characters or words in one of the previous programs and watch how the compiler reacts to these errors. Well, as fun as that sounds, I think I'm just going to keep going. Unless we talk about a totally different thing. Oh, good. Branching and looping. Well, we'll save branching and looping for tomorrow. It's time to get these kids off the YouTube and back on the con. And maybe even outside because it's a nice day now. Thanks for watching, nobody, and I will see you tomorrow.